Eh, welcome back to the White Time channel. Today, Pinegrove 1111 Wheel. Don't do this to me. Okay, we're
How do you know?
good. Good.
A little spicy.
Yeah.
But this is like you last time.
Yeah.
I had one picked out for.
For every category except for this
Uh,
one.
uh-huh.
But you got some
Okay.
good stuff in there.
I think I'm gonna do something that is kind of similar to this. I think I've listened to this album before. It's just been a very long time. I listened to it once, and then I'm like, I think this needs to be on the wheel. I'm gonna go with 1111 Pine Grove.
Ooh. Let's do it. We're back. Um, I don't know how to segue into this record. This is so different than the things we've been doing lately. So this is kind
Yeah.
of like a, you know, we're doing a record from last year, pretty recent one, switching it up. This is Jerry's pick. I'm gonna toss it to him because I don't know what to say for this thing.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I listened to it when it came out. I don't know much about Pine Grove, really anything, but I remember liking it quite a bit. I added it to the list, and then I'm like, I'll wait to get like deeper into it for when we eventually get to it on the wheel. And it took
Here we
about,
are.
a year and a
A
half, but
year.
we did it. Um, so I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that it's kind of like indie folk, but then it sometimes goes into like indie rock kind of stuff. Kind of goes back and forth, which are both things that we like. So I just put it in the meh thing because I didn't remember anything about it. And I'm like, I remember really liking it, but I don't know if I like it as much as I remember liking it. So I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be fun, hopefully.
Yippee.
But I guess without further ado, we'll get started with track one, Habitat.
It's so still. How'd you do that? You settled down my habitat. Downhill through the speed trap in the agitated aftermath. Went across the state is gone and dilapidated. In the morning I'll go through the cold, but not alone.
All right, that was Habitat.
Nice. That was nice. This is gonna be really weird because we've come from like the past 4 or 5 weeks doing classic albums,
Yeah.
and that requires so much focus and attention and like open mindedness, and then
Mm.
we get to this, and it's like, oh, this is just really nice. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be something to talk about. But I think it just sounded great. Like it's chill. I love that the choruses are a little bit more loud. Um, it seems like kind of aimless and doesn't know where it wants to go, but at the same time, it feels okay in that, and it feels still pretty calming and natural. Um, I think this is definitely a COVID album. At least I'm hearing it on the first song,
Yeah.
and I feel like I haven't heard a COVID album in a while because I feel like I sucked all those things up during COVID. So it's weird going back to one now. But lyrics, nothing too crazy. I feel like it's pretty surface level stuff. It's very on the nose, so I hope they get a little bit more creative as it goes. I don't want to hear a mention of Corona or masks every song. You got to make it like there's ways to do that where it's more effective for me rather than just saying it. Um,
Yeah.
Political commentary on here, it's very, very, very kind of like shallow, basic, which is fine because it was a confusing moment, and that's fine. But I do want a little bit more depth in those things. But I mean, the song sounds fantastic. I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics too much either.
Yeah.
But those are the few things I picked up on. But the sound was great. I love the kind of woozy country laid back indie rock kind of thing. That's what I love about Waves Blood is those tiny bits of country that come in and are really nice. So
Yeah.
yeah, good start.
No, yeah, I thought it was pretty good too. I like just like how organic everything feels, you know. Is if I mean that song especially doesn't feel like and this is a good thing, but it doesn't feel like the most like thought out thing, like it was like
Hmm.
perfectly plotted like we have been getting in these heady concept records we've been doing. It's just it feels like a jam sesh, and then it just kind of
Dissipates.
genuinely evolves,
Yeah.
and they do a whole lot of different things. I loved how like the song just kind of like falls apart in the end, where like they're
Hmm.
doing this instrumental thing and then just like stuff gets out of sync and then eventually they just stop. And I'm like, that's cool. It just feels like we're like in the studio as they're making the song, which I think is a nice touch. So there you go. Track 2 is Alaska.
Last month in Alaska, the pattern of my life laid out, and I asked what I've been asking you, like trees repeat like numerals do. I feel ladder to the atmosphere, the crumbs each come again and again, and I let me down and tether me till I get it. Let me down eternally.
All right, a little short song, Alaska.
Alaska. That was decent. I feel like I don't have a lot to say about that one. Not really memorable, and I feel like the song didn't ever start. I think the chorus wasn't different enough from the verse. I think that's why. It felt like it was leading and leading, and then the song's done. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be hard because like we've listened to I mean, Elliott Smith in the microphones and Neutral Milk Hotel, which all kind of do this kind of indie rock sound, and when they do their loud sounds or their loud songs, it like blows you away, and then it's just hard going to this when it's like there's not really a lot memorable on this one. Um, but I love the sound of the first track. It's just like I feel like this one we've gone from like an expansive kind of soundscape to like a very cut and dry like here's our rock song.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I thought that one it's okay. That's definitely not the one that like I remember the most from this record. I think I really remember liking Iodine. That one was the standout one when I first listened to it. I don't even remember Alaska, and I probably won't.
I enjoyed the first 20 seconds of Iodine when we accidentally played them.
The secret. So it's a
I mean,
movie
oh, I never
magic.
heard it. Yeah.
Well, then I guess with that, we'll just play Iodine for real. Track 3.
I swallow my pride. The animals outside are loving in the humid daylight.
this song
Oh,
for the
nice.
chorus at
So it's probably in a Nissan commercial.
least.
Stay down, way down, way down.
Well, that's fading out. That was Iodine.
Very good. I like that one a lot. Yeah, definitely stands out. I like the chorus a lot actually on this one. It came in like very kind of jarring, but it was really nice once it like got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the lyrical matter of the song a little bit more than the other two. It just like it captures that kind of like aimless kind of confusion a little bit. It's just kind of like a bundle and mix of emotions. So like knowing the time this was probably recorded, like it makes complete sense. So I definitely feel that coming across on this one a lot. I love the piano in the outro too. I feel like the instrumentation kind of breakdown they did in the outro is really nice. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just really nice to listen to. That's gonna be like my main notes from this album, I think.
Yeah. It's nothing too crazy. It just sounds nice. And that's all you need. I was definitely all you needed in January of 2022. Um, I guess things were starting to slow down with that in January of 22.
I
But
mean, it's still garbage, but
well, yeah, no, it was, but it wasn't like this came out in January of 2021 or something.
no, yeah,
Um,
those were the dark
those
times.
were the dark times. Yeah. Yeah, no, and that one's definitely my favorite. Chorus is just so nice, and I'm a big fan of the instrumental outro too. Just let everything breathe. I think I mean, so far it's like the longer songs tend to be, I think, a little bit better, more fleshed out. And I guess that does help them stand out is that they are longer. So that's cool. But I guess we'll move on. Track 4 is Orange.
I tried to wrap my head around an eye for an eye full of iodine. I tried to remember the history of time. They're trying to ignore it. We always knew they tried. Today the sky is orange, and I know why.
All right. Orange.
Pretty good. I like that one a lot. Obviously a climate change song. Um, I like the lyrics in the chorus, especially. I feel like it ties the song together very well. I like just like simple color. You get it. It's great.
Yeah.
I love the kind of like sad boy kind of old country like twang of the guitar. It's really nice, and the noise they add to it is really nice as well. Um, Yeah, I think I'm still wishing for him to go harder in these lyrics, for me, because like I'm reading because they have their commentary on Genius about what the songs are about, and
Why?
he has some really good commentary because usually artists don't do this, but like it gives like backgrounds or like what they've said about the song. He gives really good
Oh,
commentary on it, and like he's got the issues directed correctly at the correct people. Like he goes into how the American military is the greatest source of fossil fuel emissions and does all that. But I'm like, I wish you wouldn't go so tame in the lyrics. I want something more interesting than just like very, very, very surface level things because I know he can do it.
sure.
Um, Reading these in the past couple of songs because I feel like that'll hit harder. It'll be a little bit more interesting for me. I don't need to hear someone whine about the same thing over and over and over again. I want like something a little bit more interesting. But with
Sure.
that being said, that's a nitpick. The song sounds really, really great. I love the emotion in it. Yeah,
Hmm.
really good.
Yeah. No, I thought that one was pretty good too. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't. I think the lyrics are fine for what it is. I was just surprised that like they needed to explain this because it isn't like they're, you
Mhm.
know, this isn't like a big
No,
like a
yeah.
metaphor or anything. Um,
But it just kind of dives into the thought process and he like actually expands on his take on all of it and it's a really good take. I just wish he'd put that in the music and not like
sure.
hide it in a little like description of like this is what the song's about. I'm like, no, you need to talk that talk,
Right.
please.
Right. No, that's
Yeah.
true. Well, yeah. I don't know. Pretty good. Pretty good so
Hmm.
far. Um, we'll do track 5, Flora.
I insist it wasn't always like this. I saw the sun, saw red in the grass, with every fiber vibrating alive. So I lie down and lower my eyes until the sun fell low in the yard, feeling territory coming down. Then I'm out. Don't worry, I'm praying now to the forest, to the flora, to the floor now.
All right. That was Flora.
This is weird
Oh.
because I like the song and the album, but I don't know if I like the song.
Oh.
It's weird because like I feel like this kind of pays off the last couple of tracks because like it's like this he's trying to like still just live and like feel fine, but like everything feels off and weird, and he's like kind of losing it a little bit. At least that's what I'm getting from it. The way that the vocal inflection is kind of almost like whimsical and like dazed and weird,
Yeah.
but then the instrumental's not, and I'm like, I feel like this should be falling apart a little bit more. Um, but I feel like it fits really well in the album, but I don't like the sound of it that
Mm.
much.
Okay.
But I think it needs to be here. So I don't know. I feel conflicted on this one.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I like that one. I like the sound of it. It's got a nice groove to it. I forgot. I didn't realize how country this was.
Mhm.
I feel like the last 2 or 3 songs have been like they've got those like old country guitars.
That twang.
Yeah, those steel guitars. Is that what they're called?
I don't know. I don't know what it. Yeah, something like that.
I don't know,
I
but
I don't. I should learn the technical terms since I want to reference it a lot because it comes up in a lot of different albums we listen
it
to.
does. Yeah, I know that like there's like the lap guitar. That
Yeah,
might
that's
be
the
a
steel
steel. Is
guitar.
that a steel guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know the Beatles liked using that one.
Hmm.
Um, but, I thought that one. I mean, nice, nice for what it was. Little short thing. So sounds good to me. Track 6 is Respirate.
In acknowledgement, we're falling back into dead end routine. I breathe, that nothing in this world could unfurl me as completely. A pelican, I crash against the wind, feeling elegant. The trees beneath my feet, the confusion rattles me, so I try to take it easy. Take it day by day and just do my best to respirate. We're having a hard time now, finding a good way out. But I care now, not gonna let you down.
Right to the wire. That one was Respirate.
I like that one quite a bit. I love I love when it's more like, dramatic and the chorus hits and the guitar just like carries the emotion how it should in this kind of style of music. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
So I like that one quite a bit. I think the vocals fit it very well, too. I feel like I'm kind of battling his vocals a little bit. Like on the last track, it's like a little bit too strained. On this one, it fits perfect for me. Um, Again, don't say Corona in your lyrics. We know what you're talking about. Don't say it.
Yeah.
That takes me out of it. Like I know what you're talking about. You don't need to talk to the audience like they're like from a different planet. Like we know what's going on. But other than that, I like the sentiment of the song a lot, especially like kind of coming out of the height of it and like you know the little tiny thing of hope where it's like, oh, things might change now, and then it kind of goes back into the same routine and just that kind of mundane, kind of like irritated and like never ending feeling of just like something's got to give. That comes across in the song very well. I think the lyrics do a pretty good job backing it up. So
Yeah.
very good.
Oh yeah, I thought that one was decent. I don't think that one is it's fine. It's not one that I would go back to by itself, but I get it. But yeah, I'm with you. Show don't tell.
Yes,
So
please.
yeah. Was not
Especially
a fan.
that nobody wants to go back there.
No.
We already know what you're doing, but like don't take us immediately to that specifically.
Yeah. Um yeah, I can't say I've listened to a lot of COVID records. So
Yeah. Well, I just Cara Bonito's like 21 4 20 or whatever that song is.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like that's my COVID song. That's like the best written COVID song I've ever heard. So I kind of base everything off of that.
I forgot that was a
But
COVID song.
yeah.
It's just so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. We'll move on to track 7, Let.
But what?
I don't know.
I'll let you down
Oh, yeah, that's
today. Calendars of palindrome, with each second reflecting back around. Now that I know that I let you down. Now that I know that you changed your mind. Now I know you won't rely on me anymore. I know you can't confide in me anymore. I know you won't say hi when you see me around. Now I know that I let you down.
all right. That was Let.
Late. I enjoyed that. That was just sounded really nice again. I like when it has that heavy guitar forward and they really just lay into the instrumental. That's where like I get the most out of this record, I think, because I'm still like unsure of him as a vocalist. Like I like it, but I don't know how much I like it. Um, it's just like kind of in between. But like the arrangements they're doing on this album are pretty sick. Like it's something you can just put on and kind of get lost in. Nothing too heady or anything, which is perfectly fine for what this is. So I
Mhm.
enjoyed it quite a bit. I feel like the calendar's a palindrome is a fantastic line. That
It
might be the
is.
best line on the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole first verse was really fantastic. So there's like little bits and pieces of brilliance in here. I just want it like put together a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
tighter. But I mean, for what this record is, like, I'm enjoying it. It's very easy to listen to.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna critique it based on what it is. Mostly so I can find things to talk about too,
Oh,
because like
sure, sure.
compared to our last 5 or 6, there's not gonna be like a whole lot here compared to those.
Yeah, and that's fine, you know. We need one of these every once in a while. We can't
Exactly.
always be talking about classics. Um, Not that this one's bad, but yeah, I mean, like this song in particular, I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. But every time, these like closing bits, I love,
Hmm.
where it's like the last chunk where like it starts picking up, and then there's like that instrumental kind of little epilogue, and I'm like, that's just great. I love that. So apparently, I'm a big sucker for that because I'm really liking that. So
Andrew Boy.
found it. Uh, so yeah, pretty cool. I don't know. Should we do a two for it? It's only 2.5 minutes.
If you
Um,
want to.
we'll see how we're feeling. We'll do track 8. So what? And maybe swimming.
But so what? So much so what's so overdrawn. Everyone you meet along suffered an ellipsis and it's done. One day, just one. Not too much. Taking pictures down, taking boxes out. So what? Feel it like a brass cage, open an image in my mind. I wanna be alive. I wanna live my life out.
All right, that was swimming.
Pretty good. I like that one quite a bit, actually. Yeah, I feel like the last song didn't have anything to say, and it didn't like attach onto me at all. This one, like, immediately the first 3 lines are a lot more interesting. I love the sound of it. I love how angsty the guitar gets in the chorus. There's a lot more like Midwest emo influence in this song, which I
Yeah.
really enjoy. It's got a lot more of an edginess and more of an angst. It matches the vocal a lot. Um, yeah, I think the thing this record does best, I think, is just like captures this sense of like longing and wanting for something concrete, because it feels very lost. And obviously that's not a fault against it. I think it's a strength.
Hmm.
It's confused and lost and kind of searching for something, and that feeling really comes out in songs like this. So I think this one is really, really good.
Oh yeah, I thought that one was really good too. Um, so far we got pretty solid, I will say. I'm not disappointed. Just a little check-in as we're getting close to
Maybe
the
a little
end.
update.
A little
Yeah, it's almost
update.
over already.
Yeah, it's almost over. You know, we've been doing all these hour-long
I know.
records. Gonna just do a little short one today. You know, coincidentally, it's the one that I edit. You know,
I do it to myself. I pick all the songs that are over now.
I know. I'm just goofing. I'm just goofing. We'll move on. Track 10 is Cyclone. Whoa. It is September.
If it's better,
Real.
then why am I crying? How's that help? How's that settle anything? When will it end? It's been in my head for a long time.
Cyclone.
I think that one was pretty decent too. I don't have a lot to say because it's basically the same things I've said for the other songs. Captures the feeling well. I love the instrumental outro. It's the best part of the track. Uh, yeah, there's just nothing. There's nothing too standout about it. It's a song. It's decent. I like the vibe of it. That's all I have to say.
I would say this one maybe for me is the one where his vocals fit the best.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, it just like how the song was going, the energy to it, like I feel like it matched that vocal. Or sometimes there's a mismatch, but I actually kind of like that.
You got like a country twang, so it doesn't always match with everything.
Yeah,
So it's
it's
weird.
like a country twang mixed with like 90s angst. It's like a
Hmm.
weird in between.
You're mixing Midwest emo with country, and it's really
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah. It's odd. I like it. I like his voice. But yeah, there and I feel like this one was the best in
Mhm.
terms of that. Um, yeah, we could just finish this ish out at 11th hour, track 11.
Smart.
Yeah.
I dial you at home again. I'm happy that you're in. I'm laughing at an afterthought. It's been happening a lot. To emergency now, it's really going down. Curled up by the fireside, the county sleeps tonight.
Okay. The Stark end in there. Oh no. Okay. That was 11 and the 11th
11th
hour.
hour, 11.
Track
Decent
11.
outro. I would have liked something a little bit more grand.
Yeah.
I love the way the record started. I wish it would end on a high note like that, or just give me something a little more expansive.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, record as a whole, completely inoffensive. You know, sounds pretty good. Um, there isn't really anything for me to grasp at. I feel like there's definitely hints of things, but I wish he would go harder. It perfectly captures this kind of mundane kind of anxiety that everybody was feeling, but I wish he would go outside of that a little bit further and explore other things. Just because all these songs kind of end up blending together a little bit. I feel like Habitat and Iodine and Orange, like I can remember what those songs sound like, but with
Hmm.
a lot of the other ones on here, it's kind of blends into this weird little area that I'm like, I don't remember what that sounds like.
Yeah.
So I feel like it comes across as like I like the idea of it. I wish it would push harder because these lyrics don't go deep enough for me. There's nothing that evokes a strong emotion at all. It seems like everything is kind of like a flat line. But at the same time, I like the sound of it. I like the kind of a little bit of country aspect to it. It's a nice record to throw on, especially with fall coming up. Like this will be great for
Hmm.
fall. Um, I definitely want to check out more Pine Grove though, because like there's a lot of things that like I do kind of like here. It's just like it's one of these records where it's like I want it to go a little bit. I want it to be pushed a little bit more because I feel kind of it's not there for me.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still debating on his voice too because like I'm like wondering what the disconnect for me is there. But
Yeah, it's weird
yeah,
because you usually like out their voices.
usually I do. I don't know. There's something weird about it. I'll have to talk about it in the retrospective when I have more time to think about it, but or if I come around to it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty decent. I think Orange is definitely my favorite track here, but Iodine Habitat and Respirate are probably my other ones. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's like you said, it's pretty inoffensive. I don't think this will be regarded as a indie classic by any means, but it is. It's solid. You know, sounds good. Um, I don't know how this album is received in the grand scheme of Pinegrove Records. I just noticed one. Maybe a Pinegrove record that is not a COVID record you might like a little bit better.
that might be
Um,
better too because I feel like COVID albums there's like a there's a different vibe to them. Some artists do it really well. Like you get Punisher, which is just going to be a classic forever. And then you know, have a whole bunch of other ones where it's like, eh.
Yeah,
So I feel like something outside of a COVID album would hit pretty hard for me.
maybe.
Going off of album of the year, at least, this is their worst received album besides their 2020.
Oh, okay.
So I'd
Interesting.
be down to go some other ones though.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
interested.
yeah, let us know. Let us know if I picked the worst one. But even if it's the worst one, that's not very
Sounds
bad.
decent.
Yeah,
No,
it's
yeah.
not like,
This is their worst. I'm interested.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. But I think for now, we have a wheel to spin. Ho ho!
Ho ho.
Oh, yeah. All right, back at the wheel,
So
spinning time. Okay. Another meh. That's what this one was.
okay, yeah. It was.
Not mine. Your turn.
This is another situation where I had everything picked out except for this category.
I was the same way.
Yeah. um,
There's some good stuff on here, though.
there is, yeah. I just don't know what route I want to go at the moment. I might pick a long one again. It might be it just might be how it goes.
Okay.
These are the ones I want to listen to. I think we're gonna do the Cure Disintegration.
Okay.
We're going back to classics.
Took a little detour, but now we're back.
Little detour.
All right. Next time, The Cure, Disintegration. No idea.
Back in time, '89. Actually, I thought this
Oh.
came out a lot earlier than that, but I guess not.
I know nothing.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
This is one I've been meaning to listen to for a while. Hour and 12, so we're back on the long train too.
All right. Perfect. That's what I like
I don't
to
know
hear.
what it is.
You
I
don't
just
know?
can't.
Oh, I was like, you don't know what it is? What their album is?
Nah,
No,
I know
okay.
what it is.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know. It was between that and Angel Olsen, and I'm like, I want something a little bit more in my face, especially after like the laid back this week. I'm like, let's switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So that's cool. Next week, The Cure. Yeah, but I think that'll do it for this video. We do have a
Yes,
podcast. Talk about all sorts of fun things. Movies, music, and imperialism are probably the best descriptors of
It's a
our.
good tagline.
Yeah, you know.
I like that.
It should be another M, but I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Monopoly capitalism.
Monopoly. Perfect. I suppose that works. But yeah, follow us on there. It's in the description. Yeah, but I guess that's it. That's all I have.